Yeah. Why does this happen every year to us where we pick our survivor and we're like, okay, it's gonna be easy, and then it ends up being like either really bad. Like, fortunately for us, we somehow won. I don't know. Yeah, that's, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't remember the exact. But we were basically saying to each other like, it's over. Like, yeah, basically, yeah, somehow, yeah, yeah. It's -7, right? -7. Yeah, oh, really? I matched him in one league for Darrell Henderson. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Did you see his over under on catches today? Oh, Curtis Samuel's 3.5. Yeah, crazy thing. That's pretty solid. What was the odds on that? That's decent. That's yeah, exactly. Before we get into it, I have some fantasy questions. Kind of like talking about fantasy football. I, I have a really crap team. You're in the league with me. I'm struggling hardcore, and so I have Carson Wentz as my quarterback, and then I'm thinking of starting Aaron Jones and David Montgomery as my running backs. Okay, both pretty icky, gross running backs, and then I have Jamar Chase at the wide receiver. Now, this is the part where it gets tricky. I have a wide receiver and a flex spot that I'm kind of like open to moving. So right now, I have Kareem Hunt in the flex position and Drake London at wide receiver. I have got on my bench Jamal Williams, who is the Detroit backup running back, and we saw that Swift is going to be on a snap count today. Uh, then we also have Curtis Samuel. We are just talking about him, and Brandon Cook. Yeah, exactly. But my issue with Brandon Cooks is he's being covered by one of the best safeties and cornerbacks in the league. And also, Brandon Cooks has not been. He's been a volume guy, just not a end zone guy. That's my big problem with Brandon Cooks is like if he's getting covered a lot, if he's not getting those receptions, then it's gonna be a bust. Drake London, however, is getting all the targets. He was the most targeted player in his first start in the NFL in that game. So I'm tempted to start. And he's playing right. He's playing the Rams. Um, yeah. So my question to you is one, do I start those three running backs, Jones, Montgomery, and Hunt? Or do I swap one of them out for Williams? Or do I get rid of Hunt and swap in a wide receiver? Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I got him in the seventh round, the end of the seventh, 7.11. How good's Green Bay at defending the run? Because I also am really iffy with Jones and Montgomery. Like I'd be happy. At one point, I had Hunt, Williams, and Aaron Jones starting with Montgomery on the bench. Yeah. 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 I mean, last year, week one, he had 21 fantasy points, and then he came out the next game and only got 5 points. Jamal Williams. He had a huge week one, his best week of the entire season, and the rest were really under par. Yeah, that's my thing. So I'm happy putting Kareem Hunt and Aaron Jones as the starters, and then flex Monty, Samuel, or Cooks. He had 17 attempts and 4 targets, but only 26 yards. Yeah, 1.5 yards per carry. Yeah, yeah, and the good thing is he's like he's a good pass catcher, and the Bears don't really have many pass catchers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Montgomery or I'm thinking Curtis Samuel or Brandon Cooks. Yeah, yeah, and with a few targets. Yeah, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. I think Washington versus Detroit is going to be a shootout. I think it's not going to be. I feel like Bears versus Packers could be like a bit of a slog. You know what I mean? Both offenses are pretty, like not there right now. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna go for Curtis Samuel over David Moore. I will. Did you see who my tight end is? My tight end is Taysom Hill. I decided to bench Pat Freiermuth for this game just because I know New England's probably one of the best teams to defend against tight end, and Taysom Hill is classed as a tight end with Kareem. I mean, not Kareem. Alvin Kamara out. I feel like he could be used as a bit of a running back because Mark Ingram's old. Who? Taysom Hill? Not really. No. He lines up at quarterback and runs the ball. Yeah, he didn't have a throw. He didn't have a throw last week and attempted. Uh, yeah, that would be that would be crazy. Um, but yeah, that's why I'm leaving him in there just because in case he throws, in case like he could go up for 20 points, but he could also yeah yeah his projection's pretty high though. It's minus 19. All right, man. Let's continue. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cowboys even scored a a touchdown last week, and the Bengals should have won against the Steelers. They came back and they were. I mean, considering they had what 5 turnovers and they only lost by what, 2 points, 3 points, like that's insane. So they were in the game playing really bad, and I think this week is just going to be completely different. Cowboys are kind of like all over the place. Don't really have. I mean, I don't know how good Cooper Rush is. I'm sure he's serviceable. I'm sure he's a great quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be like elite like Joe Burrow is. And you know, oh, he is. I I don't even know if he's like that good. You know what I mean? He had that superstar kind of like rookie, and then 2 seasons after that, he was like top tier. He's like really dropped off since his injury, like that ankle injury. He's not running the ball. Like everyone knows, he's not running the ball. I think it's really impacted him, impact the confidence. I mean, injuries impact you. There's no doubt about it psychologically. So yeah, maybe when Gallups back, it'll help a little bit, but I don't know. It's just like he didn't look good. I know it's week one. Aaron Rodgers didn't look good. Joe Burrow didn't look good. Like nobody really looked good last week. So at least once you put that right, yeah, that's that, you're 100. Yeah. Dude, I thought I was being like so smart, being like, okay, I'm waiting for my four quarterback in every single fantasy league, and in 3 redrafts in a row, Dak came to me in like the 10th round, and I was like, okay, that's like I think it was the 10th round. I was like, this is like a decent round, yeah, beginning of the 10th. All the elite quarterbacks have gone, and I was like, okay, in my mind, like Dak is still like not elite, but he's like a tier two, tier three quarterback. And now I'm like really regretting it because he's using up every IR spot in like all my leagues, and I'm like, I don't know. And I luckily in a couple of my leagues I picked up Kirk Cousins. I have Carson Wentz in this one, which is like that's a hit or miss. Like he could get 2 points this week, or he could go for 26. So yeah, no, I just wanted like 18, 20 points. That's what I want. That's what I need. I don't need the 32, 28 point ones with like you can get Patrick Mahomes and just uh, uh, oh yeah. Yep, let's do it. Yeah. My only my concern with that is like if they overuse them, the same thing's gonna. And also having like my issue with like the Colts is that they have one player on offense who is Jonathan Taylor, and the Giants are exactly the same. Once that usage goes up, it's gonna take its toll. Um, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, it's a pick. Yeah, yeah. I don't think Baker is like bad. I just think he was like it's his first. It was his first week with a new team, and that's always gonna take some getting used to. This is 100% a pick 'em. I think if the Panthers were at home, I'd be taking them, but I'm just gonna take the home team just for the advantage of being the home team. No, -1. Minus. Oh, really? Oh, mine they're -1. That's weird. Yeah, Panthers are +1 for me. Crazy. Yeah, yeah, I'm going with Colts too. I'm interested to see if the Jags can actually stop Jonathan Taylor. At the end of the game, the Texans really couldn't stop Jonathan Taylor. He had a mediocre game until like pretty much the fourth quarter, when it just became like catch, pass, catch, run. And I think the Colts will have to do that pretty much the entire game. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't believe in the Jags that much. I watched the Jags last week. Trevor Lawrence didn't look good. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts here. Yeah, Ravens. Yeah, yeah, could be a revenge game for Kenyon Drake. He used to play for the Dolphins. Yeah, Yeah, mine says -3. I don't know why ours are like off with each other today. That's so strange. Yeah, I think the Ravens. I just don't trust Tua. I really don't. And the Ravens defense is good. It's a top tier defense. Um, I don't think Tua's got the arm. He threw a lot of funny passes last week. Um, yeah, I think the Ravens are the stronger team, even with like a weakened running back room. It doesn't really matter because you have Lamar Jackson. Ravens all the way. Yeah, Steelers are underdogs today, which is weird. I don't get that. That just makes no sense to me. Yeah, yeah. Even without TJ Watt, I think TJ is probably the best defensive player in the league. Um, at least the best linebacker in the league. But they have weapons all over the field. Cam Hayward up front, Minka Fitzpatrick, who picked off Joe Burrow, I think, twice last week. Um, they got weapons everywhere on defense, which is huge because the offense is young and it's still trying to find its footing. With a new quarterback, they have George Pickens at the wide receiver, who's a rookie as well. Um, Deontay Johnson is phenomenal. Chase Claypool, phenomenal. Najee Harris, he might be injured, but they said he's good to go. So I don't see how defensively the Patriots are weaker. Offensively, the Patriots are weaker. Special teams, the Patriots are weaker. Where's the Steelers are at home? Like it's not like the Steelers have like some like really quiet stadium like the Texans do. Like no one goes to it. There's gonna be 80,000 Steeler fans who just watched their team beat up a Super Bowl runners up coming here. Like, I don't get it. It's so strange. It's like almost like a red flag for me. Like, what the hell am I missing? I don't understand. What am I missing? Yeah, yeah. I don't see it. Might be close. I mean, coaching wise, yeah, of course, Belichick is going to be the better coach. He's like better than any coach, pretty much. But at the same time, the players, I mean, also Mac Jones is injured. I know he was questionable and doubtful all week. It's not like he suddenly is 100% to go today. He's like he's able to go, but he's not going to be 100%. Um, yeah, man, I don't get it. Steelers all the way. I'd put Steelers like -7. They were like even -7, not +3, -7. I'd be like, okay, that's fair enough. I don't know. I think they're 3-1 on money line. I think. Uh, yeah, and he was good. He was decent. He was. Yeah. Let's Yeah, they have 3 wide receivers who would start on pretty much any team, a star running back, and a star tight end. Like, there's no weak. Yeah, the offensive line. I'll say this: the offensive line is not good, so that might be part of it. But at the same time, you got Najee Harris, you got the weapons. As long as Mitch gets it out of his hands quickly, I think they'll be fine. Came back. Yeah, they ended up coming back pretty nicely in the third and fourth, but kind of like faded. They were getting blown out in the first half, and then like got something going in the second, and then they just couldn't do it. Yeah, 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 I will too. Pretty easy. Well, this next one is tricky, I think. Yes. I think this is harder than it looks. Considering that Tampa Bay, ever since Tom Brady has become their quarterback, has lost every game against the Saints away, haven't they? 3 losses. So, it is yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I think this offseason kinda, like, you got that vibe when he, like, retired, came out of retirement, disappeared from practice for 10 days, and now they're saying every Wednesday he gets the day off. That screams to me like, you're freaking old. When you start getting, like, quarterbacks days off, entire days off, not good. Yeah, yeah. I think you take a shot with the Saints because it I don't think they blow Tampa Bay out. I think it's gonna be a close game. I just don't see Tom Brady ever really getting blown out. Um, and yeah, I think Apple too. Yeah, so they'll have problems. Gage. Russell Gage was like one of my sleeper picks at the beginning of the season. When he signed for Tampa Bay, but then Julio got signed. So I thought he was gonna be the third choice. So I think Russell Gage can have a big game today because there's opportunity. That's true. Even though, like, even if the Saints did lose this game, say they do lose this game, I think they have some hard games coming up, which even the Saints don't need to beat them. I don't think to win the division because Tampa Bay are going to come up against way better. If you're struggling against a beaten up Cowboys team who could only score field goals, you're gonna have problems. Yeah, that's just yeah. I think so. That's what I yeah yeah. Dawson, the rookie. They're actually loaded at receiver now. Like all of a sudden, like it was like a couple of years ago. It was just Terry McLaurin. Like he was a fantasy football superstar because he was the only one catching balls. Now you got Kurt Samuel. Now you've got Dotson, who's showing who he is. Um, yeah, Logan Thomas. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're stacked. Uh, you're right. I don't know where's Robbie Anderson, but never remember it. He was in Carolina. I don't know if he. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I think Detroit. If Swift was like basically their vocal point last week, he really was the one who got them rolling. He's on a snap count. I think it's hard to go with that. And Commanders look good. I mean, I think Detroit are going to be a very good team, but the Commanders look good. And they've got some good players up front too. I think they're an underrated team. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this game actually. It is pretty big. This has got to be a revenge. This is kind of like looking at the Cincinnati game and thinking if the Rams and Cincinnati, like both, don't win here, they've got big problems because they're both playing like weak teams or young teams that they should be up on. I think if this is like week 7 or week 8, this is like a 20-point differential game. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting. And Cooper Cup has a huge game. I think it's going to be. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Cordell is like a wide receiver and a running back. You know what you're doing with them. It's the dream. Like Cordell Patterson is the dream, like fantasy player, because you don't know. He's going to be catching. He's going to be running. If it's a run heavy defense, he could be passing it. If it's a pass heavy defense, you're going to be running it. So kind of like get a win win with him every week almost. I'm down for the Rams. Yeah. Well, I mean, Allen Robinson, I'm going to put a prop bet on him to finally get some receptions. Because my Oh, that's interesting. Shed line. Hour and a half. That is way too high considering you got two targets and only one 4.5. Yeah, it's yeah, me too. What's his yard? Maybe receiving yard. It's probably- I don't like it. I'd take the under there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I think the Seahawks here. I think they lose, but I think they cover because I just don't see much in Trey Lance in that offense. I know week one we can't say anything about the Bears or the Niners because it was just like a shit show. But at the same time, I just don't have faith in them to so many points that they run away with 8 points. So, yeah, yeah, that's it. Plus eight is a lot. Plus eight is a lot. I mean, isn't that's the third or fourth highest spread of of Sunday? The Packers have -10, the Broncos have -10, and the Rams have -9. So definitely on the Broncos. Oh, yeah. I don't want any. Like I don't want. I'm not touching the Niners for any matchup ever. I don't care who they're playing against. I'll never use them in Survivor League. I just don't at all. Never put it like that. I love the players of the Raiders. I don't like oh man, Devontae Adams is gonna get 150 passing yards. I swear to God, their Arizona's pass defense is so bad. So it's either gonna be Waller or it's gonna be Devontae Adams, or maybe both combined for 150 each. I don't know. This is gonna be a blowout. I'm taking the Raiders all the way. I mean, they were up against a really good Chargers team, and they hung about. And Derek Carr came out and said, "Hey, look, I threw a stupid interception. I was forcing the ball too much to Adams and Waller. I was making them do too much. Like next week's gonna be different. So I bet he's gonna throw more bombs because he's fucked." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they're valued. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Remember that Buffalo Bills one where it was like -20 or something? Yeah, Yeah. Well, I'm hoping for another draw. I would love us to be 0-2. Um, I don't know. This is really difficult for me to think on because I'm like, okay, well, we held Jonathan Taylor in check and we got a tie out of the Colts, which should have been an absolute massive. And then I think the Texans are better than the Seahawks. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, then surely the Texans have a shot here. I think you're right that I think they're gonna lose, but I think they cover. There's gonna be so much pressure. Denver and from their home fans, they've got a very talented team, but can they actually perform? Uh, if they lose this game, there's gonna be a riot in Denver because yeah, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, let's go for the Texans here. I got some belief. Week made me believe. If they got absolutely bounced in week 1, I'd have said, yeah, obviously we go with oh baby. That's a lot. That's another one where I think Packers win. But boy, this could be a messy game. This could be a messy game. And that's what Chicago loves though. They thrive on games where it's just like an absolute slog. I think Justin Fields loves it. I think David Montgomery loves it. I think the Bears are like made. They're like a team that loves really hard conditions, just like a hard game to play. And I think it's supposed to be raining in Lambeau. I might be wrong on that, but I think I heard that. So let's see. Oh, okay, I love that. I'm changing mine as well. I had Bills as mine, but I'm like Omar put everyone put the Bills. So me, Omar, Seb all put the Bills. You're putting the Raiders. I'm gonna change mine. Think of us some good luck. I'm changing it to the Bengals. Let's go Bengals. Okay, so I've changed mine to the Bengals. So everyone else was on the Bills. All right. Nice. It's just cloudy, no rain. No rain. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going because I'm going Bear. I think Packers win. Bears cover. Yeah, that's smart because I think the Packers don't don't lose. They don't lose to the Bears. They don't, especially Atlanta. There's 2 games a month. Yeah, no, yours. Crap. Yeah. don't even need to talk about this one. Just put the Bills. Yeah, Eagles. This is a tough one. I think was it at -3 Viking? Yeah, taking the points in the Vikings. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, they just look so good. Tight game though. That's why I'm taking the plus, is because I really think it's a tight game. Yeah, yeah, we did. It was pretty. I think the Bears was the only one. Bears Packers. Yeah, oh, not working. Bottom. Aaron Waller. Yeah, oh, this is a difficult one. I like it a lot. Yeah, me too. Oh, I think it's Andrews or Michael Thomas. Henderson could also have a good game. Henderson. Yeah, They're gonna have to throw the ball, man, because they have Mark Ingram in the backfield. Like that's not gonna get you anything. Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. Javonte Williams. He was like the one highlight of Broncos team last week. Yeah, I think that's the Texans. He still got like what, 100 yards, touchdown, 40 yards receiving. No, I'm saying Jonathan Taylor got a ton of. The Texans aren't good at holding running backs. I'll tell you that much. I got you, William. That Stafford or Carr? Okay, let's go Carr. After how much the Cardinals got lit up last weekend, you gotta go Carr. I think. Uh, I think you gotta go. He's still elite though, man. Like he gets the attention no matter what. Godwin was out last year for what 5 weeks, and he still put up a ton of. Yeah, I think so. I mean, Arizona are gonna be behind. If Connor's not gonna get anything unless it's red zone. Gotta go Bark. I think. I think Jonathan Taylor on volume. I would love to go Adams, but I think the Colts have no one. Like I can't think of a single player on offense apart from Jonathan Taylor. Go Barber, I think. Have a game. Yeah, I hope so too. Yes, sir. A lot of yeah. Go have a lot of loss. I'll bet we're talking. That was, yeah. Yeah,